The current Spawn comics continue to tell the same type of interesting and violent stories that they have told for years. The Earth has been caught in the middle of a battle between heaven and hell. As a result, spawns of past generations have infiltrated Earth with disastrous consequences. Since its 300th issue, the Spawn comics have expanded, seeking to broaden their horizons with new characters and new series. In a past video we already talked about Spawn, one of the most interesting characters of this new stage. Now, it's time to talk about another great character who debuted several years ago, but thanks to his recent return, many fans have come to believe that he is a new Hellspawn. Not long ago, Spawn fought medieval Spawn in a battle to the death, which was previously considered taboo. During the encounter, Gunslinger Spawn appeared in Spawn number 308. This character was long a favorite of the anti-hero's older readers, and since his return, the character has increased in popularity and brought in a new wave of fans. Gunslinger Spawn's origin story was told in Spawn #174-175, comics written by David Hine, with art by Brian Haberlin. Here we discover Gunslinger's particular relationship with Al Simmons. Francis Parker was Al Simmons' great-grandfather. This was a deserted soldier who was going to be lynched along with another man, Jeremy Winston, in the city of Bane. Winston, a preacher, had been framed for murdering his family and sentenced to death. In their moment of desperation, the demon Mammon approached both men and offered them a chance to take revenge on those who had wronged them, an offer Parker rejected, but Winston accepted. During the execution process, Mammon causes a malfunction that ultimately saves Parker's life. However, Winston dies. Shortly after, Winston is resurrected as Gunslinger Spawn and proceeds to massacre all the residents of Bane City, saving only Francis Parker, whom Mammon ordered him to protect. After finishing his revenge, Winston led Francis to a coffin of a now-deceased Bane man, Henry Simmons. Gunslinger floated the coffin down the river where Mammon was waiting for Parker. Once there, the demon confessed that one day, one of Francis's descendants would become the most powerful Hellspawn of all. After this horrible experience, the soldier took the name of the deceased Henry Simmons to hide his true identity. This would be the last appearance of Gunslinger Spawn for quite some time. His backstory became quite popular, as did his demonic 10-gallon hat and devilish red jacket. The origin story implied that Gunslinger Spawn and Al Simmons were connected by Winston and Parker's brief friendship. As cool as the idea of a Western-based Spawn sounds, Gunslinger Spawn wasn't used in the series' narrative for quite some time. This finally changed in Spawn number 308, where Jeremy Winston finally reappeared. This he did by possessing the body of a man in a bar in the present day, and recent events opened fissures in heaven and hell that allowed him to do so. The new Gunslinger Spawn is a man named Javier who, after a bar fight, encounters Cogliestro, Al Simmons' former mentor. He revealed to him that the spirit of Gunslinger Spawn inhabited his body. Throughout the story it is explained to us that Gunslinger Spawn's power was too strong to inhabit a mortal body. Possessing Javier's body was always a temporary plan, since a human body cannot withstand the power of a Spawn. Cogliostro and Gunslinger Spawn agreed that a more permanent solution was necessary, but disagreed on how to obtain that solution. Gunslinger Spawn discovered, as Al Simmons has many times, that Cogliostro cannot be trusted. The villain tricked Gunslinger Spawn into possessing a weaker body, while giving a stronger body the powers of a Hellspawn. Cogliostro had his creature attack Javier in an attempt to steal his powers. After decapitating Cogliostro, a revitalized Gunslinger Spawn began making plans to unleash his power on Earth. Gunslinger Spawn told Cogliostro that he wanted to be left alone, so it doesn't seem like he's looking to make alliances with heaven or hell. Following this story, Todd McFarlane launched a new comic series focusing on Gunslinger Spawn alongside Ailes Scott, Brett Booth, Philip Tan and Kevin Keane. Here we have seen stories from the past, as well as new adventures of this monster. Being a Hellspawn, Gunslinger has the basic abilities of Spawn, namely super strength, heightened speed and senses, accelerated regeneration, as well as the ability to create weapons. Along with this, he can use his infernal energy to charge and increase the power of his characteristic pistols. In addition to the above, in Gunslinger Spawn number 17 we see how he faced an army of angels. Seeing himself outmatched, Gunslinger tore off a pair of his enemy's wings and grafted them on so he could escape. Thanks to this, he gained the ability to fly, an increase in his speed, as well as slight mastery over the powers of angels, but also their weaknesses. In Gunslinger Spawn number 19 we see how Al and Javier temporarily swapped bodies. After returning to normal, Al refused to thank Javier for his help, so he decides to drastically change his suit to avoid being associated with Al. On the surface, Gunslinger's new look is just that. However, if we delve deeper into the character's psyche, it becomes clear that this new suit carries a lot of weight in the narrative. This is not to say that Gunslinger is actively working against Al simply because of their disagreement, but rather that he is separating himself from Al and the members of the Scorched. Hopefully, that doesn't mean Gunslinger will go to war with his own kind, although it could mean he risks losing his life due to the ongoing conspiracy between Heaven and Hell to take down Al Simmons. We will have to wait for the next issues to see how the story will continue. Gunslinger Spawn is a monthly series and has really established itself as one of Image Comics' best current titles alongside The Scorched. Tell us if you have already read the new Spawn titles and what you think of this new stage in the Spawn's history. For now, that's all for this video. Tell us what you think of this character and if you are following his stories. We are the Comic Awakens and we will see you in the next video.